Okay, hello guys, this is Jun Tao. So what I'm going to do in this video is actually to show you all and explain to you what I've already done with the Firebase tic-tac-toe.html. So for this tutorial, we'll just be importing two JavaScript files. One is a firebase.js, which you guys already probably have. The other one is a relatively stable version of jQuery, which is jQuery 1.9, which I really like to use. And at the top of this HTML file is just a cluster HTML file. So this is the CSS of the HTML file, which is not going to make any changes other than how the page is going to look like in general. So we are not really going to care about it. So the second part of this file is the HTML, which by now most of you will probably recognize. This is a standard table tag. So what I did was I actually created a table of 9 cells, 3 rows with 9 cells, and these are the cells in which the X and O are going to be contained in. What I want you guys to take note is the ID of these individual cells. So this is what I did. So all the way up to C9. So let me explain the clearboard function. So this function actually is triggered when I click the restart match button. So as you can see, button on click equals clearboard will trigger this clearboard function. So what does this clearboard function is? Actually, it goes into every single cell and it will render them a nothing value basically. So as you can see, what I did was I did a for loop from 1 to 9. So it actually goes through from C1 all the way to C9, and this is a standard jQuery syntax. I'll call it syntax because if you do it in the console, you do it by Ctrl+Shift+I, which is F12 on your keyboard. Or if you're old-fashioned, you can just, you're not old-fashioned. If you like to do it like how I used to do it, is just inspect element, go to console, and you type in this, and you will realize that this actually returns you the exact HTML element of the cell that's selected. So what we are doing is we are selecting each individual HTML element, and using the jQuery method, we do attribute and we search for the attribute value. So right now the value for all of this stuff is nothing. But however, the moment I click onto any of this, you will realize that they are no longer so nothing. So I've just changed C5. So let's take a look at what's going to happen in C5. So you can see that the value of that has become X. So what clearboard does is actually it changes every one of these value as null. And after doing that, I will need to send the data back to the server, which is what this piece of code does. My data ref.set. Ta-da! So you just set an empty array back to wherever you're going to do it from. Okay, so the next one is a move function. So this function is actually triggered when you click any of the cells. So when any of the cells is being triggered, it will any of the cells are being clicked, it will actually trigger this move function. So this move function will take in the element itself. When I say move this, it means that you move, as in the attribute that is going to be taken in by this thing is actually the element itself. So what I did was I invoke another function which is calculate move. This function actually calculates whether it's X or O based on the number of pieces on the board. So in this tutorial I've set the base piece to be X. So let's say there are 1 X and 1 O. The next piece is going to be an X, and if the board has nothing to it, as in that piece of cell has nothing to it, I will set the new piece of thing with the piece type that I've calculated from here. Okay, so once again, after you have set the board, all is set, you have to push the board to the server, which is by this my data ref variable. Okay, the last function I want to show you guys is the calculate move, which is really simple. It's just calculate move, checking how many pieces of X are there, how many pieces of O are there in the whole board. If it's what, then return what. And that will be all for this tutorial for basic JavaScript, introduction of basic JavaScript. And in the next tutorial I will actually cover a bit more on the Firebase implementation of this code.